Hi everyone, in this video we will be covering about what is decision making. So let's get started. So what is decision making? Decision making is an integral part of modern management. Essentially, rational or sound decision making is the primary function of management and the managers. Every manager has to take thousands of decisions subconsciously or consciously, and is one of the key activity of a manager and a key component in the role of manager. Decision plays an important role as it determines both the organizational and the managerial activities. So now let's understand what do we understand by the term decision. So a decision is defined as a course of action purposely chosen from a set of alternatives to achieve organizational or managerial objective or the organizational goal. Decision making is a process which is continuous and it is an indispensable component of managing any organization or business activity. Decisions are made to sustain the activities of all the business activities and organization to function continuously. Decisions are made at every level of management to ensure that the organizational and the business goals are achieved. Further, the decisions are made one up of the core functional values that every organization adopts and implements to ensure optimum growth and drivability in the terms of service or the products offered. Decisions are taken by top managers, by middle managers and lower managers, and it is one of the continuous activity. Now let's understand the different types of decisions. Before understanding the different types of decisions, let's understand what are the basic steps in decision making. So the first step in decision making is to identify the problem. The second step is to establish the decision criteria. The third step is to weigh the decision criteria and weigh the different alternatives. Fourth is to identify and generate the different alternatives. The fifth step is to evaluate all the alternatives and the courses of actions available. After evaluating and finding all the alternatives, we need to choose the best alternative based upon the decision criteria that we have already set in the third and fourth step. Then we need to implement the decision after choosing the best course of action or the best alternative, and after implementation of the decision we need to see and evaluate the effectiveness of decision by evaluating that decision. So these are the 7 steps involved in decision making. Now let's understand the different types of decisions. So the first type of decision is the programmed versus non-programmed decision. So programmed decisions are basically the decisions which are taken in a sequential manner following certain steps. Non-programmed decisions are the decisions which are taken on an immediate basis without much planning and without much preparation. The second is the routine and strategic decision. Routine decision, as the name suggests, it is taken on the daily basis to support the operational activities like the number of employees required to function an assembly line, the different units of raw materials required to operate an assembly line. So these are basically the decisions which are taken on the day-to-day basis, and it is taken by the operational managers or the lower managers. On the other hand, the strategic decisions are the decisions which require much planning before their implementation, and it is usually taken by the top or the middle level managers. The third types of decision is the organizational versus personal decision. So organizational decisions are the decisions which are taken keeping in mind the entire organization, whereas the personal decisions are related to individuals who are working within the organization, and they are usually taken at an individual level. The fourth type of decision is the policy versus operational decision. So policy decisions are usually the decisions which are impacting the entire organization, and it impacts the business policy, and usually it is strategic in nature and it is a long term decision, whereas operational decisions are the short term decisions which are taken usually for a short period of time or for a short span of time. The fifth decision is individual versus group decision. Individual decisions are the decisions which are similar to the personal decisions, which impact only a single person who is working within the organization, whereas group decisions are the decisions which impact a group of people who are working. So if you are taking a decision at a team level, then it will come under group decision, and if a decision is related to a particular employee who is working, so it will be termed as an individual decision. The sixth type of decision is the major and minor decision. So again, major decisions are the decisions which require much planning, and they are risky decisions, and they require much data and information to be taken, and usually these are the decisions which are taken after critical thinking and critical analysis. And minor decisions are the decisions which are taken on routine basis, and their impact to the organization is not more. So the impact of risk is less in case of minor decision, whereas the impact of risk and the impact of risk and the amount of capital required is more in case of major decision. So this was all about decision making. I hope through this video you would have understood what is decision making, what do we understand by the term decision, what are the steps in decision making, and what are the different types of decisions. So thanks for watching and happy learning, and do subscribe the channel and like the video in case you find this content helpful and useful. Thanks for watching and happy learning.